Evening, everybody. Welcome to Trader Spotlight Live. I'm your host, RPM. And of course, you're watching us on Day Trading Radio. And tonight is Thursday, February 10th, 2011. It's right here at 9 p.m. Eastern. And tonight's Trader Spotlight, I'm going to showcase a trader that we had several DayTradingRadio.com members actually, requested either via private messages, and I believe I got a couple of emails as well. But people are interested to hear from Burly. So we're going to have Burly on in just a few minutes, and should be a great show. Right there you see the contact information on your screen. Stick around.
This is Mr. Land with the latest business news headlines from Day Trading Radio for Thursday, February 10th, 2011. Stocks traded lower at the open and failed to rally after a better-than-expected jobless claims report. A disappointing earnings report by Cisco last night did not help matters. The market stayed in a narrow range for most of the session and ended nearly flat. The Dow gained 6 3/4 points to close at 12,239.89. The Nasdaq lost 798, closing at 2789.07, and the S&P 500 lost 369 to close at 1320.88. Shares of Cisco fell more than 3 points today after last night's earnings report, closing at 1892. IPG Photonics Corp closed at 4762, up 1280 on its first day of trading. Lufkin Industries closed at 7260, up 631 after missing on earnings but beating on revenue. Whole Foods closed at 60.05, up 630 after better-than-expected earnings last night. OpenTable closed at 91.68, up 583, and ICE Intercontinental Exchange closed at 128.45, up 532 after beating earnings estimates yesterday. On the downside, Akamai Technologies closed at 40.75, down 724 after slightly better than expected earnings yesterday. Apple closed at 354.54, down 362 on reports of smaller than expected crowds in some Apple stores for the launch of Verizon's iPhone. Credit Suisse closed at 43.27, down 337 after disappointing earnings. And Molycorp MCP closed at 51.15, down 323 after China announced it was increasing production of and stockpiling rare earth elements. After hours, shares of Chipotle rose more than 20 points on news the company beat earnings estimates by 18 cents and revenues increased over 24%. CMG closed at 256.63, up 412 during the regular session and traded at 278 after hours. Wynn Resorts beat easily on both earnings and revenues, but shares traded below the closing price of $120.15. Wynn traded as low as $116 after hours. And Ford shares spiked on news the automaker is planning to reduce its debt by $3 billion. F closed the regular session at $15.95, down 14 cents, and traded near $16.30 after hours. Earnings before the open Friday include Brookfield Properties, Coca-Cola Enterprises, Discovery, Northwestern, Scana, and TradeStation. Economic events scheduled for Friday at 8:30 a.m. the December trade balance, and at 9:55 a.m. the February Michigan sentiment. Those are the latest news headlines from Day Trading Radio. I'm Mr. Land. Have a great night.
Hey everybody, this is Dave from Dave'sAllNightCafe.com. Just want to give you a quick ES update for Thursday, the 10th of February. Today was very volatile. Price was all over the place, making some really big candles, big swings. We had 10 trend changes during the day. So I sent out an alert early for the fib traders to stop trading, and I hope you did. If you didn't, you probably got hurt pretty bad today. What we want to be watching now is our long-term numbers. Short-term is not that important now. Long-term numbers, 1331 3/4 to the upside, 1301 3/4 to the downside. We can see price bouncing around anywhere in between those two numbers. We do want to see 01 3/4 hold as support. For tomorrow, your gap is 1318 3/4. Your pivot is 1315.92. I'm not going to give you any overnight numbers. I would suggest you don't try to trade tonight. It's going to be volatile. Egypt, just as we thought was about to get settled down, is at an uproar again. Be very careful, very nimble. Tomorrow, I have no idea what's going to happen because of Egypt. So I would just caution you to be very nimble in your trade and always use a stop. You know that. Okay, if you want to follow me all throughout today, I'll send out ES updates in real time. I am the Fib Doctor, just like it sounds. The Fib Doctor on StockTwits.com, TweetDeck, and Twitter. I do have a website, DavesAllNightCafe.com. Check it out. A lot of good reading. Y'all have a good night always. And when I say always, I don't mean every now and then. I mean always use a stop-loss order. Happy motor, and I'll see you later.
All right. Thanks, Dave and Mr. Land, for the news. We appreciate it. We really do appreciate Mr. Land. He puts that news together for us every single show. So it's twice a week for, I don't know, 4 months now, 5 months now, I guess. And same with NC Dave now. He's been doing it for at least 3 months, 2 times a week. So we appreciate that, Dave, very much. And all right, so everybody, tonight we're going to have Burly on. So this is going to be cool because I don't know Burly yet. So we're going to get to know Burly in just a little bit here. And I want to welcome everybody in DayTraderRockStar.com in the chat room, of course. And this is Trader Spotlight, and where we're going to showcase different traders. And of course, Burly's a star for the night. I see Screen Tan in our chat room there. There's Wind Power. Is that Void Wit, Racing Buddy? Dawit, of course, spoke with him just a few minutes ago. Don't know if he's answering his Day Trader Rockstar, if he's answering his Dawit right now. But anyways, if John, if you're there at the office, good to see you too. Trade for Pay, Fly on the Wall, Too Tall, Barnstormer. Hey, long time no see, Barnstormer. And is that Ivan Frost and Scott Stockscaper, which is a new member. All kinds of new members in our room here. New members joining DayTradingRadio.com. We appreciate your memberships and appreciate your interest in giving us a try. And we hope you'll make it a long-term home for your trading needs and anything else you might get out of it. So we appreciate you. So Burly, with that, man, you want to go ahead and give me a shout on Skype, and we'll get started. I believe, is that you, Burly Kane? That I see in the looks like I see in my Skype. I hope that's you. I can call you, or you can call me. You're going to need to shut off the show.
RPM.
There we go.
You have an incoming Skype
there
call.
He is.
RPM. You have an incoming Skype call.
All right,
RPM.
See.
You have.
Hey, what's up? There
What's
he is.
up?
There he is. Hang on just a minute. Is it all right to share your camera with everybody?
Yeah, let me turn off my feed. It's kind of throwing me out.
Yeah, you need to mute the show, or it'll drive you nuts.
Yeah. What was that question before?
All right to share your camera with everybody?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. I don't know what it is. This system I have here is getting slow again. I hope that'll work. All right, everybody. So that's Burly. That's the side of him anyways. So why don't we start off?
What's up, everybody?
Hey, for whatever reason, man, I thought you don't look old at all, man. You look like you're about 20 years younger than I am, and I'm 40. But for some reason, I had the idea that you were like 67 years old and traded with a cane and a baseball bat, you know? I don't know what it is, you know? You never know what somebody's going to look like, or what, you know, until you actually, put a face to a name, you know? So, cool, man. Nice office. Awesome.
Thank you. Want me
Yeah.
to give you the nickel tour of the screens in the office?
Yeah, man, that would be absolutely perfect. Great way to start.
All right, cool. So here's the screens. Can't really see. Let me get my camera up so I can see what's going on here.
Yeah, remember there's about a 5-second delay, I guess. Uh-oh.
All right, so I've got 4 screens.
Looks like you shut off your you shut off the video maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, there it goes. And then it went away again. All right. I tell you what, I'm
There?
gonna exit.
Yep, yep.
It's coming back. Hang on just a sec. Yeah, I'm gonna zoom in on you so I don't have to use a full screen here. It's gonna be full screen for everybody else, but I don't have to do a complete full screen on this side. Hang on.
Cool.
All right, there we go. That should be working.
All right. So this is I can't really see it, but I'll have to watch on the delay.
Yeah, there's gonna be a delay. Yeah.
So I've got 4 screens.
Mhm.
I really need to add more.
Oh yeah. Always.
Probably need one of those tight supply that you got going on.
Oh, nice. So you've already got that set up?
Yeah, but I have my setup. Problem with mine and the tight supply right now is that I have 2 27-inch,
Yeah.
and I need to figure out how to mount those. But I have some other ones that I haven't put up yet. I got a Falcon system before I knew about Warbucks,
Right.
and so I
So
They
instead of
have
buying
4
3 Warbucks systems, you bought 1 Falcon system. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
thing cost me like $3,000. It was
Okay, yeah. So people might be wondering what Tyke Supply is. It's tykesupply.com. TYKESUPPLY.com. Use promo code RPM if you want to get one of their stands. They have one now that's supposed to go up to 26 inches. Now, that, of course, may work with some 27-inch monitors. I don't know if the one that you have will support something that wide or not, but that's going to, the more and more these monitors get larger, the more manufacturers are going to be, taking care of that market, and they already do have an extra wide one, so
cool.
that might be something that you could consider. And so you want to just tell us about yourself and just how long you've been trading, where you're from, and all that, and then we can go ahead and get started, and we can do a screen share if you whenever you're ready.
Yeah. So I'm 32. I live in Albuquerque, New Mexico. I've been a trader since 2006, and my personal account started small, a couple $100. Put in a couple thousand at E-Trade and started it, and then took out most of it. And I got the opportunity at the time to work with somebody else's account that was pretty nice.
Oh, okay.
And so I traded that for 2006, 2007, and then I went back to school, and I got my economics degree.
I'm
so
sorry,
I got done with that.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, there was some painful things with that one, for sure.
Yeah. Well, let's look forward, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're at this point you're trading with somebody else's account, which is pretty good size. So you got some room there and some power.
Well, no, that's actually gone. I don't do that anymore.
Oh, okay. So you blew through all of that.
Yeah, I learned a lot. I made some good money, and I lost some good money.
Yeah.
It all worked out good, but I left that in 2007 and started working with my own. In 2008, I put in about $7,000, and I do acting on the side every once in a while. I had a good time listening to Siggy 408. Because I do that occasionally, and I made some good money on one of them, and I put most of that into it, and I put some other stuff I made into the stocks, and I turned it into a pretty good account now. And now I'm full time for about the last 6 months, 5-6 months, and I've been with DayTraderRockStar about 4 or 5 months now. And the funny thing is, I actually found DayTraderRockStar back when I was trading that other account, and I had a lot more money. And I paid for Kramer, I paid all kinds of cash, I paid all kinds of people, and I found him back then, and I didn't pay attention, and that probably had a lot to do with how my system ended up going for me, which was flat overall. I made good money and I lost good money.
Right.
And now he has made the difference for me, just so you all know. That's really, I got to say that about DayTraderRockStar. I am a fan, and his system has complemented mine and really made the difference for me. So
awesome.
Kudos to him for what he does in teaching people.
Awesome. Well, the thing is, you really have to learn that the hard way. Unfortunately, a lot of people, it's probably the best to learn it the hard way. You can't substitute, there's no get rich quick type of thing. You got to just, the education here is the best you can get, but you still have to, jump in there and get beat up a few times. Those lessons. I remember when I started, I felt like, I knew what I was doing, and I really had no clue, and I know that now, but at the time I felt like I knew what I was doing. So, but yeah, for people out there that are considering, should you go looking at some other sites or whatever, with all honesty, I think you will find more people that are diehard members of Day Trading Radio that will tell you that if you just stick it out here and let his education, and also other people, in the room that are great traders, and you listen to the smart advice, and you let it start to sink in time over and over again, you will find a consistency and the good trades are taught right here, and a system to where you can trade yourself. It's not only it's a, what is that? Give a fish or teach to fish, that type of thing. Yeah. But it takes a while. You need to fall out of the boat a few times, as NC Dave would say. And you need to get wet a few times, but eventually you'll learn to fish. And there's no better place than right here. And so we've had so many. I've had so many people say you got to get Burly on. You got to get Burly on. I don't know how they know you, except for maybe they know you from the chat room, or they've seen you do some great trades or call some trades, and they've turned out good for you, and you've posted them or whatever. But you've had several people, man. I mean, probably at least 5 or 6 in the last month or so, at least. People have come to me in private messages and say, you got to have Burly on. You got to get him on. Now, I had a couple of emails too, so that's what caused me to give a shout out to you. So we appreciate it, and
thank you.
Yeah, I want to just tell everybody too in the chat room. Yeah, man. Everybody in the chat room, if you've got going to have a question for Burly, you can either just start it with the RPM, so I can see your little icon. Or Burly could see that too in the chat room. If he's going over a chart or something, or wants to show us something and he's not watching the chat room, if you want to send me a private message, I'll get those to him. And then we've got the email address, the RPM tech at rpmws.com. I'll put that back up in just a second. Or if somebody could put that in the chat room, of course, you can just do the / BOT space and put RPM, and it'll give you the contact addresses. If you'd like, maybe a little later or whatever, at the end of the show or towards the end of the show, maybe we can have some call-ins or whatnot. So is that camera, Burly, is that thing got an automatic zoom? And okay.
Sorry about that.
No, that's no problem. I thought maybe you had a camera woman or cameraman sitting there zooming in and out on you or whatever. Hey, while we're approaching the Traders Expo in New York here, it's coming up. I'm going to be there. My wife's going to be there. Are you going to be? My wife's saying hi.
Hi.
He said hi. Are you going to be able to make it?
I really wanted to, but I have a pretty rigid system for myself that I like. And I had a goal that last month of what I needed to make, and I didn't make it. And if I didn't make it, so I decided my goal was if I made it, I would go.
Well,
but I am gonna go to the Las Vegas for sure.
Okay.
So I'm gonna make it.
Well, we've got that Monday. The market's not even open, so you're not gaining anything by staying out on that one. So
it's a good pitch, man. I want to go. I really want to go, and I really want to meet everybody. You guys are great. It's like a family, and I can't wait to meet everybody. So hopefully I'll go. Last minute I'll be on the red eye, and I'll go.
Where are you from, if you don't mind telling us?
Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Oh, okay, awesome. Nice. Awesome.
And looking to move to Florida.
Hey, I got one from Sup Girl. Sup Girl sent me a PM really quick. Ask Burly, what is your criteria for choosing your scalps? If you want to go ahead and get started with the questions, we can, or if you want to go ahead and share your screen, however, this is live, internet, radio, TV, whatever you want to call it, and we can just kind of, improvise as we go. And let me let's see. I'm going to zoom out here. If you want to share your screen with us, you can. I don't know if you've ever used a share screen with Skype or not, but you could go up and.
Yeah. You actually worked on my computer one day.
Did I?
On your tech show, trying to figure out something. I forget what it was. Let me try and fix this auto zoom on my camera.
Okay.
Kind of driving me nuts.
So this computer still works?
Yeah, no, my computer's great. It was the Falcon, and it was something. It wasn't any problem. It was just some. It was an auto shut off, I think.
Okay. Yeah, the reason why I'm asking if it still works because lately I've been having some pretty bad luck with some that I've been working on. So it's good that it still works, man. All right, let me see.
Yeah, no, I have to say I like this Falcon a lot. I mean, I really wish I had done a Warbucks computer, and I would have, but it's worked out pretty good.
Yeah, it's good quality stuff. The Falcon is I've always heard good things about them. A little expensive. Probably if you went with Whiplash PC and Warbucks, you could probably get bigger bang for your buck and probably just as good a quality. But it's all good, man. If you're making money with it and you're happy with it and everything, that's all that matters,
Amen, brother.
All right, now
All right, guys, I can't figure out how to get this Zoom.
That's okay. Don't worry about it. We're going to go to a screen share, right? So.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. I got to rescan for input director systems here because, all right, now I can see the chat room. All right, sorry about that. All right, so we've got some people that are piling in here now. Looks like we've got about 205 in the chat room, and you got about 520 people looking at you there. So here we go.
Cool. I know.
Do you want to show us some charts and stuff like that? Go ahead and do a screen share with us and switch off the camera.
Yeah. Sure.
In Skype, you go to call, and then I believe you go to call, and then you go to share your screen. Call at the top, I believe.
Display one. What display are we looking at? Right, we're looking at my chat, right?
Yes, we can see that. Yep. Got Screen Tan wants to know if you. As he says, I can barely read this Screen Tan. I apologize if I get this wrong. I'm kind of looking at it from a distance here. About the GB ball cap.
My ball cap's UNM, University of New Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Where I went to school.
Oh no, he says go and bald early cap GBE.
Oh yeah. You guys want to see the top? I guess it's off the screen.
Yeah, it's off. We'll do that at the end.
I'm losing a few hairs up top. It's a thank you, my family genetic line. Appreciate that.
Hey, we got that in common. Mine all fell out when I was 29. So
nice. Yeah, that's about when mine happened too. Let's see here. What screen am I on?
I've got the chat room up there now.
That one.
Yep. So you let me know when we'll go full screen on what you're going to show us. All right, there we go.
So I'm using 4 monitors. That's only because my system only allows that many. I made the mistake of only adding 4 when I got it. I should have added 8. I'm dying to have more space, and I need to do it soon. So yeah, get more monitors set up when you get it the first time. It's definitely worth it, and you'll love it once you realize how nice it is to have multiple monitors.
Yeah. And you can go ahead and start getting your system down and everything with those multiple monitors. And it's like starting a profession with really high quality tools. You're going to do a better job with the better tools. I agree with that 100%. All right, so what are we looking at here?
You guys are actually looking at my trader workstation on Interactive Broker. And first thing I will tell you, if you guys want to follow short scalps like I do, you guys will see I do a lot of 10-cent scalps or 20, 30, 50, $1 scalps. You definitely need a low-cost broker because you can't always trade 1,000 shares or 5,000 shares at E-Trade or Scott Trade or one of those guys and make money because big sizes like that, maybe your account can handle it, but maybe your account can't. And you're also a little more noticeable sometimes on trades with that size volume. So
yeah,
you
want the broker, you want the actual commission fees to not be such a huge percentage of the amount of money you're sloshing around, and you're doing it so much because you're scalping, your commissions add up, I imagine.
So here's why I switched from E-Trade to IB. If anybody still has any doubts about why they still want to be somewhere else or somewhere more expensive, in the last quarter before I switched to IB from E-Trade, I had something like 540 trades. That cost me like $6,000 in commissions with E-Trade. It would have been something like $2,000 with IB. And so that goes directly to my profit versus giving it to E-Trade. And their system is not as good as IB's as well. So all told, it's the best move I ever made in trading for me. It's allowed me to do a lot more short-term trades, profitable trades, and sometimes even IB pays me to trade. If you add to the liquidity in the trade, they actually will sometimes pay you for the trade.
Wow.
So it's killer, man. Today I had to trade with one side of Apple, and it cost me 300 shares of Baidu cost me 51 cents to trade.
Nice.
So it cost me. So that's what I'm talking about. You guys will love it if you try it. If you do have it, you probably love it. Some of you guys may have had issues with it, but I like IB. I use Trader Workstation, which you guys are looking at right now, and I've taken off some of the things that I normally have on there, but I can show you real quick what I use on it. Up here, you have a Trader dashboard, and this gives me, you can add any stock you want, any equity you want. I think you can add the futures, which I don't trade yet. I just do equities and options. I have my account up here, my values, what I need to work with in my margin. I have it all up here real time, so I see what it is. I have gold and silver up here real time because I like watching those and trading those sometimes. So I use that a lot to kind of keep track of where I'm at. And then over here you have these tabs, and they give you a specific stock. They give you a breakdown of the business, commentary. They give you the key financials. And I got lucky when I was at UNM. I was picked to go into the Board of Regents with a small group of us. We got to trade the $2 million account that the Board of Regents works with for UNM, my school. And I also got another class where I was an analyst. So I got to see some of the fundamental side of it, which is a pain in the ass, and we always hate the analysts because they always seem like they don't know what they're doing. But there is a science behind it, and it's good to understand some of the fundamental the stuff behind what's going on there. And then you have the rapid order entry stocks here, and you can basically put a symbol in, Z and H, and it may be shut down at this point, but you can do that. I don't really ever use that. It's a lot slower. What I do is, yes, FastPaw, I do pay for data feeds. I probably spend about $100 a month on data feeds. I also pay for IQ charts. I pay for, what is it? Quote Tracker. I pay for DayTraderRockStar. I pay for Wall Street Journal. So I'm not afraid to spend money on things that make me money, and I don't think any of those are too expensive. The Quote Tracker or the IQ feed is like $80. I think I spend $100 for the ES, even though I don't use it yet. So that's probably my most expensive thing. But I've probably made more money with DayTraderRockStar. I don't think at this point I could probably pay for it for the rest of my life and still have money left over from the money I've made already.
Yep. We got a couple of questions in the chat room. We're talking to Burly, and of course we're doing a trader spotlight tonight. And he's just showing us he likes interactive brokers for his broker of choice, and he's just talking about how the commissions are low. He's just, I guess, primarily a pretty short-term scalper, so you're doing a lot of trades, so your commissions add up. So that low commission rate works out for you. He was just going over that with us, and Ivan Frost is asking what's a data feed. That's basically the quote feed, some type of quote feed that's either associated with the broker or either a third-party data feed that actually gives you the real-time price action or the real-time, bid and ask values and the real-time, sales data and all that for your positions. For your different stocks that you're looking at. Most data feeds, are basically included in your brokerage or your broker platform, whether it be Ameritrade, Scottrade, E-Trade, whatever. When that software is actually working and you're seeing charts move and you're seeing data move, there's a data feed that's natively built into that platform normally, or either your broker is going to charge you for it, or it's built into your normal brokerage fees or whatever. And all the different brokers do different things, but that's what a data feed is. So I guess in your case, Burley, you're saying IB, they actually charge you for extra for your data feed, or are you using a different service for your data feed like IQ charts?
Well, what they do, I think you can get some things free, and if you go to the subscriptions, you can see all kinds of things. But I also get, I want to know when earnings are coming up. I want to know what news. I get more news feeds. Mm-hmm. I get a bunch of different things like that you have to add on.
Yeah. Okay.
The thing about IB is it's a little more like an a la carte thing. The basic system is strong, right. And you can add on, like you can go. And I was just talking to Racker about it. I want to go to NinjaTrader. I've thought about it anyway, and it looks interesting. I haven't used it. I haven't stepped back from IB or added on NinjaTrader, which basically is a platform that you attach to IB. Okay. And so they have a lot of things like that where IB is customizable, and a lot of it's very professional, very sturdy, and you can add on a lot of different sectors. You can add on sectors, you can add on futures, Forex. And there's a lot of things that I want to do that I haven't gotten into yet that I plan on that IB will let you get into.
Yeah. So you said NinjaTrader? Is that what you said?
NinjaTrader.
Okay, so NinjaTrader. So Interactive Brokers basically has an API, an application programming interface system that other trading softwares can interface with, and then what winds up happening, I guess, is Interactive Brokers is kind of like your behind-the-scenes broker still, where you have your money at, and they do the actual transactions for you. But NinjaTrader is the platform that you will actually trigger those different trades through Interactive Brokers. So I guess the NinjaTrader would be like your front end, which you would see primarily. Yeah. And in this particular case, which you've been using right now, is the one that's built into Interactive Brokers. Is that right?
Yeah. Okay. Generic platform, trader workstation. And I haven't even really scratched the surface. For me, I'm really getting back into this full time and really getting all my systems synchronized where I want them to be. And IB has so many complicated systems that I love that I need to get into, like the algorithmic trading and the if and then trading. If you drop an order in, it automatically drops a 10-cent drop onto it. If you can sell it, you buy a stock, it pops up, you can catch that 30-cent move right away, you're in. And it's stuff like that. There's so much stuff going on with IB.
Yeah, I guess they call that conditional trading, where you have, like, if one condition is met, then you can set it up for something else to trigger, and then if that triggers something else, I think the broader term, they call it conditional trading, conditional orders or whatever, which is great.
And I think, there's a couple guys in the room who I watch. I think Autobot does that, and there's some guys in there and gals who do some really nice scalping, I think. And they've got elements that I don't have in mind that are pretty cool. The thing about me is I go by how I feel like the market's going and what I see, and I literally jump onto things as they come up. And people are asking what I pick up. Mr. Land makes me a ton of cash. Mr. Land puts something in the room, and I jump on it.
And, you guys might not realize this, but Mr. Land spends so much time trying to feed that news that he's getting into that chat room that he often, almost never, makes any money on the plays that look like would be money makers. He's so busy posting that information in that room for everyone else. A lot of times he misses all the action, and
he is awesome. I got to tell you, Mr. Land, you are the man. And DayTraderRockStar is lucky to have you. That you're in RPM. You guys all do some awesome stuff. It's so cool.
Well, thanks, man. Mr. Land, he just sent me a private message with his PayPal email address. He wants you to have that, and I'll get that to you.
Yeah, it's on the way. It's on the way. I'm going to get Learjet, and we're all going to go party.
That is Cousin Vinny joining us. Giant Killer, Big D, Kaneko, Michael Freeman, JD. Hey, what's up, everybody? We're talking to Burley tonight. Bad Motor Scooter, Bobo.
Sweet.
There's Learjet right there. Happy birthday yesterday, Learjet.
Yeah, happy birthday, Learjet.
Casino Joe. So,
what's up, Cousin Vinny?
Hey, I don't know.
If you guys have ever listened before, these guys with the @ symbols, they are money. They know their stuff. Cousin Vinny is like some kind of guru with the options, and I'm learning them, and I watch him, and I watch some of the guys with the options, K2 Start, the option man, Sup Girl. These guys are rocking the options, and I'm learning them. And I actually had my first scalp on an option today on Apple, which was sick. So, there's so many ways you can make money. You just have to learn your style.
Yeah, exactly. You got to you got to figure out what works for you. And he said everybody with the @ symbols. Burley's talking about if you're a premium member and not just watching, outside the Super Bowl in a lounge chair. If you'd like to come into the stadium at some point and be in here where it's nice and warm with the rest of us, the @ symbol he's talking about is just it means that they're a moderator in the chat room. The only one that you wouldn't pay attention to would be me.
Not and RPM hasn't slept in 5 years because he's been running tight behind the screen.
Hey, it's all pure adrenaline, man. I slept for 90 minutes, 92 minutes, I think it was. I was away from the computer this afternoon, late morning, right around lunchtime or whatever. I came back in here. I felt like $1 million, man. I didn't go to bed almost all night last night, and it's amazing. Just the 90 minutes can make you feel so much better. So. But it's not. It's fun though. You know what I mean? It's not like the Earth's going to stop turning for us. Because we need to sleep. So I need to be working or doing something with it, or making it better, or involved in it, or watching it, or whatever. It keeps me going, man. I enjoy it. I really do.
You're awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Kudos, man. This place it's the best community I've ever been in terms of trading stock, in terms of good people. In terms of teaching, instead of trying to feel like you're getting sold something all the time, this place is full of people who want to make a living, be free, have fun, and learn how to trade for a living, and it's awesome. I've been doing this since 2006, and this is the most fun I've ever had. I feel more free than I've ever had, and I feel it's awesome. I love it here.
Somebody says put some WD-40 on the chair. Did that. Didn't work, so I'm going to go to my wife's chair. So
I got a little bit of going on in my chair, too. A little bit.
Yeah, it's, I don't know. Maybe I'll get like a hammock or something.
Put a picture of the ocean on it.
Yeah. So you want to show us some charts?
Fastpaw was saying, do I do a lot of thinking with a trade? It depends. like today, I made my money in Akamai and I made my money in Apple for the most part. And both of those trades it was gunning hard for one direction and you had to decide on it. Akamai, I took a little while because I knew that it was more of an earnings play and I needed to see it crater down far enough before I got into it. And I wanted to see some levels that start to accumulate so I can get a little bounce one way or another. And so I think I had seven, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trades in Akamai, and I think I made like $700.
Nice.
So that was Akamai, and then I had Apple. Apple was just a complete mess today. Akamai, yeah, I did short it. I go both ways. I feel more comfortable long, but I will short a stock as well. I'm getting, in the same day. Yeah, I usually do 15 to 30 trades a day, and I do, about 15 to 30 trades a day. And I'll usually, 10 cents, 20 cents. I'm not picky about size of the trade in terms of cents and dollars. And especially right now, I don't like the market right now. And I like this style for right now because it gets me in and out quickly and I don't worry about sitting in trades. And I know stop losses, the thing is I don't use stop losses, and I know that's probably going to freak some people out, but I basically don't leave the computer. So right. I don't need a stop loss. I can hit a button on this system that says sell everything, and I can do that and sell everything if it really comes down to something that's just chaotic and the market's going to hell and I need to get out.
Yeah, Giant Killer just asked a good one there in the question. Says, are you all cash every night? Do you ever do any swings, overnight positions? Yeah, and the thing is with me, the thing I love that complements my system with my scalping so well, I do about 65% of my trading in scalping, and I do about the other side of it is what DayTraderRockStar does, and I follow what he does. And so I'll hold positions for, what not. I'll hold it for a week or two. I'm usually quick in taking profits, but I'm learning the technical indicators more than I ever have. And so I'll take the positions that DayTraderRockStar takes. So I don't mind holding it for a couple weeks trade, Mm-hmm. I actually got caught, and this is just one to throw out to everybody about what I did. I got caught in Best Buy, and I was in it for like a month. And I finally took a loss of $800, and it was because I was stupid and I put too much size on the trade, and it went against me hard. Yeah, didn't they came out with the earnings and they dropped like crazy. I picked up some of that for the IRA, and I'm still holding that. It sucked, and I eventually took the loss because I basically had half my account in that stock, and it was just chewing out my profits because I'm sitting there. Yeah. Not wanting to take a loss. I ended up taking like $800 loss because I was down like 4,000, and so it was okay to wait, but that's money that I'm not making money with. Mm-hmm. Exactly. For me, especially with the size of the problem for me, and that actually taught me a lesson. I don't ever short, or I don't ever go long an earnings play after hours on the earnings call if it's in line or under. If it's a bad quarter or in line, I don't even get near it. Because the chance that it falls $5 and you try and pick it up and then it falls 5 more has caught me too many times, and I don't do them. I only do a short if it's in line or bad earnings, or I go long if it's a blowout quarter. And I try and follow some stocks and know their fundamentals and know what they're looking for and get ready for earnings, and that's where the fundamentals come into it a little bit in Mr. Land. But yeah, so I learned a lesson off that. I don't scalp earnings in some situations because right now, while I'm getting everything I need in place, they're just too rough on the scalp. Here's one for you. He's asking what percentage, I guess I don't know if you track the percentage of your movers, but what percentage gain are you attempting to achieve out of your plays before you sell? And the same goes for the other side. If you've if you're taking a loss, or if it looks like it's that's going against you. Is there a percentage that you try to shoot for that would cause you to to go ahead and get out and take that loss?
Okay, so like Akamai today, some of you guys won't want to like the heat that I take sometimes, and that's something I've learned to deal with. It's saved my ass quite a few times in this kind of system. If you don't use a stop and you let it go and you're just feeling it, you got to be in the trade, and sometimes you're going to be wrong. That's just a fact. So if you don't like that kind of stuff, then you got to get into the stops. But I took some major heat on Akamai today. I got into it. I took a few scalps. Everything was good. I jumped into it, made a couple. Let's see. My first scalp in Akamai. I picked up 500 shares, 732, 42.
Are you moving around on your screen right now, Burley? Because I think maybe your screen has it's frozen.
Yeah, I was. No, I'm not moving the screen. Actually, let me switch it over to the other one. I'll show you my trades.
Good. Cool. Yeah, I think you have to pick which screen you want to share.
Yeah.
Skype does have a tendency to freeze, though, so I need to. You need to tell me what you want me to zoom in on. When we, when you got something you're showing us in particular. Everybody, if you guys are just joining us, I'm RPM, and we're doing a Trader Spotlight Live, and we have member Burly on here with us. And, of course, you're watching and listening to DayTradingRadio.com. We appreciate you guys in the chat room now. We've got about 230 people in our members-only chat room. It looks like about 555 or 552, 553 people that have tuned in to watch tonight. We appreciate you joining us. And we just wrapped up about half of the show here. We're going to go as long as Burley wants us to go. As long as he's willing to put in, we'll keep going. But we just about to wrap up the first hour here, and we're getting into his trading style. We've covered already the fact that he likes interactive brokers, or IB, for his broker. We've covered the fact that he does a lot of scalping. Okay, so he likes a discount broker that's inexpensive for his commissions because he does a lot of trades. And we're in the process now. He's going to answer this question about the type of moves that he tries to exit. What kind of percentage he likes to try to get on his profits, and the same goes on the other side if a trade goes against him. So.
Okay, so yeah, let's see. You guys can see my screen. I'm actually going to show you my trades for the day.
Okay.
So this morning, 7:31, I got into Baidu, took 300 shares, and 30 seconds later, I made $31. Okay, and I'll tell you right now, I'll give you the list of the stocks that are my usual suspects. Okay, now the keys for me is high volatility, high volume, because I don't ever want to be seen. I want to be lost in the surf, you might say. I want to ride the wave and let the big do their thing, and I want to get in and out. So basically, I look for volatility, volume. I look for Apple. And I also like trading stocks that if I ever totally got screwed, I could own the stock. I like Apple. As a company, I think it's been on a march up a hill for 2 years or whatever. It's crazy. Anyway, I like their business model. I like their fundamentals. I like the system. Rovi, I like Rovi. Baidu. Let's see. Netflix, FFIV, Goldman Sachs, the Golden Boys. We had a little bout, me and them, after they downgraded my Disca. So I had to beat them up for one day. That was revenge trading, which I don't recommend because emotions will take you out of the market faster than anything else.
They'll get you in it too.
And they will get you in it, which is the worst part of it. And Las Vegas Sands is another one that I like. The volatility, Kaneko, is it Kaneko or how do you?
He's actually Caneco. Okay, like Cane Company, but I think Kaneko sounds better, so just call him Kaneko.
Kaneko.
That's what I do.
All right, so Kaneko. It's for me, volatility is something I just look at. The thing, and that's great. Thank you. You look at the range for the day. I can't make a 10-cent move in something that's only going to move 5 cents, like what SAPE was doing, which I sold today. its range has been tight. It's looking for that breakout. We're looking for that, but for me to day trade it, it's nothing I can do. It's so tight in a range of 5 or 10 cents. I need something that moves $5 during the day. Like Apple. Apple went up and down $10 today, and it went up. It went down $10, and then it stayed in a $5 range for the rest of the day, going up and down. And if you're in it right, you could have made 10 scalps for $1. So that's what I like, and that's where I get the volatility.
Are you
and
using?
I'm sure you could actually find that, and there's probably some search you can do for volatility. And for me, the way I look for those is I look for Mr. Land to say something, or I look on IB. There's some kind of search setting you can look and see what's really gone up strongly that day, and that's an indicator that there's news and there's people selling and buying, and the market's in it.
Yeah, we are getting a little. I'm hearing some audio dropout on Burley's Skype session coming in to my computer. His audio is a little bit choppy. I don't think there's anything that he can do. It's just the Skype conditions are like that sometimes. If that's what you guys are hearing, audio chop. People are saying the audio is chopping. Does my audio sound okay, guys? For the most part, is my audio choppy as well, or is it pretty much just when Burley is talking? And we'll wait. There's March 1. Pig Market, MJ. Hey, everybody. Hey, Florida Dave. Okay. Raker. Okay. Cool, everybody.
Cool.
Thanks.
I'm not in CMG. And like you're saying there, Kaneko, I need to do that. And there's a lot of things that I need to add to my system. And so if you guys have stuff, send it to me, and I love it, and I'll send it back, and that's what it's all about. But I do scalping for the most part, but you can also scalp options, which I had never really thought about until recently. And I actually did that today for the first time. You'll see this right here. And that's in that craziness. I like to buy an option when it's down like nuts. And like today, Apple dropped $10, and DayTraderRockStar is saying that's crazy. And we're all looking at it, thinking about it for, in that split second you get when you're just kind of going, what's up with that trade? You realize that is, I guess they put out a thing saying there's news on Apple. Everybody freaks out. Steve Jobs has died, and they all tank the stock. And these big boys have so much cash, they hit the sell button, they drop out 10% of their portfolio or something. I don't know, whatever happens. And it drops $10. So, the stock options are down 10 or 15, 20%. And you can grab something like I did there. If you look at February 18, 345 call, I buy it at 1036, 1036 and a half. I sold it 40 seconds later and made $135. And that thing went from 1036 to like 1250 later that day. So you can scalp options as well. I mean, I see people doing it, and that's what got me interested. And I looked at doing it today with that. But I usually just scalp a stock. The options for me are a little more complicated and a little more, it takes longer to get into it.
A lot more complicated. a lot more to them.
Yeah. So I just scalp stocks usually. Plus, if you're looking at like a February 18 call, you don't want to be in that for very much longer unless you're right or you're dead money. So yeah, today I made $940. This month I've made about $7,000 from February 1st to today.
Are you making a living basically off your trades, or are you taking drafts to live off of out of your trading account, or is there another source of income in the family?
That's all my income.
Full-time trader. That's your occupation.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome.
it. That's all I do. And I'm actually, another thing that I'm doing is putting together an LLC and trying to get that into a business structure and running a business plan this month. So I have a trading plan to really get myself disciplined and really take this serious. I get up every day at the same time, and I'd love to show you guys what I pull up every day. And I use Firefox. I pull up DayTraderRockStar, Stock Traders Almanac. The Wall Street Journal has a list of all the important news factors for the day. The Wall Street Journal front page.
All right, looks like we're having an internet.
The news. So,
hey, Burley.
Yeah.
Hey, Burley, what's happening right now on this end? It's either your outgoing internet may be a little bit weak. My downloads are fine on this side.
Okay.
But I have some things that I can change on my computer that might improve this broadcast. We've got a lot of people that are kind of complaining about it. We've done an hour here, so why don't we do this? Why don't I shut down the show, change some settings, okay? And then what I will do is we'll come back up and we'll do part 2 in just a few minutes. How's that sound? Maybe take a 120-second break or something like that. How does that sound, man?
Breathe, Burly.
All right. So I'm RPM. We just finished part 1 of Burly on the Trader Spotlight Live on this Thursday, February 10th, 2011. And if you're watching this as a replay, you'll want to look for part 2. This will be the conclusion of part 1, and we'll do another hour. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down now here, Burley, and I'll call you right back when I finish changing my settings here in just a minute. Okay, buddy?
Cool.
All right. Thanks.